Okay, so come to end of a week, beginning of another one. So here's a little bit of a rundown on the trades that happened in the week beginning the 5th of August. Um, I've mentioned before that July and August, historically for me at least, have often been pretty average months in the sense that not very many opportunities. I've often put this down to months where basically people are on vacation and just less liquidity in the market, and things usually come back in September. And that said, I did find that to some extent in July, but so far, although it's relatively early days, August seems to be indicating it's going to be a pretty good month. So, just going back to the summary here, you can see that for that week beginning the 5th of August, we had a profit of 1.84%. Now, again, to put things into perspective, that's not far off 2%. And that's what I would be normally looking to make in a month. Okay. So, personally, if I get 2% in a month, I'm very, very happy because I'm well aware of statistically how many people can consistently do that. Not many is the short answer. I put in pips here because most people seem to be obsessed with them. I'm not. Pips do not give the full story. The most important thing is really how much are you risking per trade? How many trades do you take? What's your risk of ruin? All of those sorts of things. But basically, yeah, apart from that 1.84% figure, that would have equated to gross about $1,800 US dollars we're talking about there. Given that we don't actually, in prop firms at least, we don't actually keep all of that, you would have been closer to about $1,500 net of your profit share. Not bad work for a week, especially when you consider that with my strategy, you can either learn exactly how to use it, or you can just basically get the feed for 3 months so that you will be alerted when there is an opportunity. So you don't actually have to screen time, spend all of your time there looking. So let's have a look, just a little bit more detail on that week. So here it is, as I mentioned, 36.8. Monday was pretty average, a couple of trades. Tuesday was not good, actually. It was a negative day. Wednesday started picking up quite nicely. Thursday was very nice as well. And Friday was not bad too. I mean, I really couldn't ask for more than this. I'd be very, very happy with it. Once you do the numbers, look beyond the hype and you'll realize that this is good. I say that because I think a lot of people, they'll look at it in terms of dollars or pounds or euros or whatever currency that you normally fixate in because that's what you normally deal with. And that's real for you because that's something that you know what that equates to in terms of things you can buy. Pips, as I say, is something which is really not a particularly useful term. Obviously, you'd expect them to be positive in order to generate a profit, but beyond that, I don't really feel it carries much weight. I know a lot of people have debated that in the past. Percentage, I find much more useful, but in particular, how much am I risking in order to get that, of course. So, as we know in the strategy, we're risking 10 pips, and that will equate to 0.5%. So, yeah, I mean, look, I mean, in August, that's just 1 month. In July, we basically turned a profit on a $100,000 account of 1,850. Not great, but given it was a rubbish month and I expected it to be pretty average, I'll take it. June, I just have 3 recorded weeks here because I wanted to be transparent. You'll find that I have been reporting this every single week. That was, $5,000 for the month. August is looking like it's going to be pretty good. But as I say, looking like we don't know. That is the key thing about trading. We do not know the orders of wins and losses, and we certainly don't know what the final outcome is going to be. We have an edge, a statistical edge, which we know that if we keep playing time in and time out, that we're going to profit. But the problem with this, and this is what faces most traders, is that you can't predict the sequence of wins and losses. Only when you're talking about much larger data samples can you actually get much more accuracy. And it's this fixation on the details, on the day to day, the trade to trade, which is usually the undoing of most traders because we have been taught, usually since we were little children, to be right. To be wrong is bad, to be right is good. We were not necessarily, depending on your upbringing, of course, but we were not necessarily taught to think of trading losses in the same way that, say, a business might have business losses. But of course, they are in business to turn a profit, just as we are in trading. So let's just have a quick look. So if I just go back to the detail tab, you can see here, for example, the last trade that I took on Friday, the 9th of August, was on USD Swiss franc at 12.33. That was a buy signal. You can get free access for a week to these signals so that you can validate, you can see that what I'm putting on here is absolutely correct. But if I go and have a look, okay, that was the trade that took place at 12.33, and it hit a profit at 13.13. So in other words, basically how long were we in that trade? We're not even really in that trade for very long. Basically we're talking about, what are we saying here? 41 bars is a 1 minute chart. So that was about 40 minutes. But there's nothing you need to do once you're in the trade. In fact, I actively encourage people to, turn off the computer, or probably just easier, just, hide the screen, do something else, do something productive. Looking at the screen isn't productive. But as you'll have seen in my offerings, we do have the opportunity so that you can just basically receive a notification when there is an opportunity. Up to you, of course, whether you take it. These results are based on taking everything. One small point I just want to mention is that if I'm already in a trade, say, for example, I'm already in a buy trade or a sell trade on the euro dollar, I will not take any more opportunities on that particular pair until that particular trade has closed, be it take profit or stop loss or 3 p.m. New York time. Okay, guys, I hope you've had a good weekend. I hope you're as excited as I am for the week to come, and have a great one.